First of all, congratulations, both of y'all, on your awards for the preseason WNIT tournament. Third quarter was kind of a turning point here. They tried to make a little run at them. You two and Jasmine Jones just turned them right back around. This was just a great game against a great team, wasn't it?
It was. Excuse me. We knew coming in, they're a great team. They play well. They're well coached too. So we knew that we were gonna have our hands full tonight. So we just tried to stay on top of the game plan, which I think we did a great job doing that. They have a great point guard, so we were trying to get the ball out of her hands. So I think we did a great job doing that as well. In the third quarter, the first 5 minutes are very important. That's what Coach Walz talked about during halftime. So we tried to come out strong, and we got the win. I'm proud of my teammates.
What goes through your mind, Asia, when teams don't close out effectively against you?
Well, it's a great question. Starting freshman year, I wasn't really aggressive, so now I'm just trying to be aggressive, as Coach Walz would say. Sometimes, I force things, I take bad shots, and Coach Walz has to tell me to chill. But, I'm just glad we got that win. That was a huge win. We played 2 top 25 teams in the past week, so that was huge for us.
What scale of 1 to 10, how far is this team towards its potential? I mean, are you close?
We're heading in the right direction, but we still have a whole lot of work to do. We just got to keep on going forward and not going backwards.
Myisha, what do you think? How close?
I think we're close. We still have things to work on though. So we're not a perfect team yet. We just have to figure out some things, but I think we're headed in the right direction, like you said.
Asia, did you think you were going to be able to sit for 9 minutes there in the second quarter after you do that second foul?
I'm getting kind of old, so it's kind of hard. Like in the third quarter, I came out, I was like, man, I feel old. I told Coach Sam that. I was like, man, I feel old. He was like, man, you got it. But I mean, I had no idea I was going to pick up 2, quick fouls. But my teammates came out strong and they kept on fighting, and I'm so proud of them. We're, showing what we can do as a team.
How big was Sydney in that stretch taking your place?
Sid was huge. Sid showed you guys what she could do. Coach has been hard on her the past 2 or 3 weeks. Actually, he's been hard on her since she got here. But Sid is turning that corner, and I'm so proud of her. She's got to be ready to shoot. Sid can shoot the lights out, so that's what we need her to do.
Actually, you kind of alluded to this earlier, but you all have played a tough stretch in these early games. What has this team kind of shown you through these first 5 games to be in this position after playing that schedule?
Well, I think it's really hard. It's very challenging playing 5 games in a stretch. If you play back-to-back games, that's tough. But playing 5 games straight, that's very tough. Not only that, against 2 top 25 teams. So Coach Walz, he pushed us most definitely. But Coach Walz got to see what we could do as a team. We didn't back down. We kept on going, and that's what I'm proud about the team.
Myisha, did you kind of see that too?
See that we kept fighting.
Well, just in the sense that you all played a tough stretch, these first few games, and to be in this position, what did you kind of see through the team through that?
Oh, that we're able to fight and just not worry about how our bodies are feeling. Like Asia said, when you start getting older, you're like, oh, my body's aching, this and that. But we're able to just forget about that and go out and play our hardest. And it just shows when we're on the court that we're just focused about the game. We're not worried about anything else. We just want to get that win.
Myisha, you guys were able to limit INSD tonight, really similarly to how you limited Caitlin Flaherty against Michigan. Do you feel like defensively you guys are becoming really comfortable with being able to shut down the other team's star players?
Definitely, and it's a team effort. Jazz did a phenomenal job on her. That was her assignment today, was try to limit her shots and just disrupt anything she's trying to do, because not only is she a good scorer, she's a great passer, and she goes for rebounds too. So Jazz did a great job, but we were also there to help her out. And our defense is getting better every single game, I feel like. So we just got to keep building off that and just keep pushing.
Myisha, as far as the contributions from the bench tonight, I know they got, 13 points, but in other ways, seeing, players like Zambrata, Shook, contribute. How big were they for you guys in this win?
Oh, they're huge. When Asia goes out and Sid comes in for her and she's able to knock down shots, she's able to get a foul on the other team. Like, just little things like that. It doesn't come on the box score, but it's like Sid's coming in there and doing a lot of work. And we all know what Sid's capable of doing. We also know what everyone else is capable of doing too. So it's not really a surprise to us, more than it is to you guys. But yeah, we know what everyone's capable of doing, and we know what they do well. So we try to set them up in the perfect spots.
Myisha and Asia for Thanksgiving, favorite side dish, favorite dessert. Myisha first.
Okay, side dish, hands down, doesn't even have to be Thanksgiving. I just love candy yams. Thank you. Can I get another clap?
Favorite dessert?
Favorite dessert?
Okay, you have dessert.
I have it, but I don't really like dessert that much.
Okay.
Second round of yams.
So you'll double
Yeah.
on the sweet potatoes.
My triple up line.
Okay.
On the candied yams, marshmallows or no?
I could do either, but I like with marshmallows. Yeah.
All right, Asia, you're under the gun. Go.
I don't know, to be honest. I like it all, especially when my grandma be cooking at home. I like sweet potatoes, candy yams, mac and cheese. I'm gonna go down the list. Makes me kind of hungry right now.
What's the smoothie flavor of that?
There's a lot of stuff in here.
Berries.
Berries.
There's a lot of stuff in here, yeah. It's good. Thank you guys.
What does Sam bring out on the court? Because it seemed like she was very disruptive inside the paint, and really not afraid to mix it up at all. What does she do? How does she help you on the inside?
So Sam's just a really tough girl. Just like the little things that she does is what makes me get those rebounds. Like, she'll always put a body on another girl, another post player, and I'll come in there and I'll just clean it up. But Sam does a great job at finding a body. She can knock down outside shots too. But so she's just basically like an all-around girl, but she's really tough. So like that's what keeps her going.
One more than we have, Coach.
Just a quick thought. Any words to your brother morning this week?
Good luck. Good luck. I'll be at the game. So.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Tiger starts at 5:30 over the convention. Performing Arts Center, meet and greet.
Is that good or bad?
Prince Wednesday.
Yes.
Miss Camarina. Daniel Tiger took the place of Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. Yes. Now here, look, like, oh, here we go. The light came on in the room. Yes. All right, go ahead, anybody.
Bring this one down for us, Coach. Good.
Go ahead.
I'm just glad you're awake.
I'm glad you're going.
To trap off their ball screen. How do you?
Yeah, no, we came into the game with a plan, and I was really pleased. You're playing 5 games in 10 days, 3 top 25 teams, and then another team that played in the NCAA tournament this past year. So you had to prepare for every single one, and I wasn't concerned about the physical fatigue because they're 18 to 22-year-olds. I mean, nobody wants to practice anyway. So you're just playing games, a little walkthrough game. So it was perfect. But the mental side of it, I was concerned with. Our Michigan game showed that in the first half because we could not follow a scout. And then tonight we came into a game, and our goal was to double Sabrina off all ball screens. And then we were just going to zone the area and get under or go over, depending on how far out the ball screen was on the rest of them. And I thought we did a fantastic job. Our players did a remarkable job of executing. Defensively, I don't know when the last time Oregon's been held to 61 points. It's a team that loves to put up points, and we just did a remarkable job of taking them out of everything that they wanted to do.
How big was Jones during that? Jasmine Jones.
Jazz was big there. She played really well in the third quarter. Came up with some baskets when they were really trying to face guard Asia, and that's what she can do. I mean, we have a talented basketball club. You know, we've got some players that are going from being role players to now they're being starters, but then we have some players that are coming off the bench and doing some really nice things too. I thought Sydney Sembrata in 9 minutes gave us a big lift in the first half. I took Asia out with 8 to go in the second quarter. We're up 10, and we go into half up 16, and it should have been 20 if we don't screw up a fast break layup. You know, and that's what you have to have. I thought Kylie Shook came in and gave us 10 good minutes. And that's really what I talked to them all about there after the presentation was you've got to be ready when your numbers called. Bianca came out tonight. She only played 2 minutes, but she got beat by 24 driving right. And we absolutely said she cannot go right. You cannot let her go right. It's 3 dribbles, layup. Well, that's your 2 minutes. Come on, sit with me. Kylie didn't play much the other night, but then Bianca had a phenomenal game. So now it's like if we can get everybody to dial in and play well the same night, we have a chance to do some special things.
What happened when Dana got banged up a little bit?
You know, I went out to check on her. She said she sprained her ankle, and I immediately said what I'd say every day in practice. You have 2 of them. You know, if you get hit in the nose, we will stop practice. Okay, absolutely. You get poked in the eye, you got 2, babe. Let's go. You know, and they all know that. They laugh. They get a good a chuckle out of it. But it's one of those things, even if you go down in practice, we normally say, okay, other end. Because they're not going to stop the game for 10 minutes so everybody can check on us. And, you know, I've looked at our players, and I don't think anybody's pre-med. So when they all go out there to try to give their diagnosis of what's happening, I'm like, hey, just go to the sideline. Our trainer and doctor will take care of this. But the one thing I do like is we have a great group of young women, and they care about each other. Our locker room's the best it's been in probably 5-6 years. They actually care about each other. They're upset. Some of them are upset they're not playing more, which they should be. If they're not upset, I'm really concerned. But they're happy for their teammates that are succeeding. And we just have to continue to fight and get better. And then when your opportunity comes, you're able to perform.
Coach, I think you're alluding to it kind of right there, but this is a similar point in the season as maybe last year where you lost 2 ranked games and you really had to challenge the girls from a mentality perspective. So it seems, what do you see as the big differences between that point of last season and this point?
Well, I just see our locker room's better, so the chemistry's better. So when teams make runs, instead of pointing fingers, they're all challenging each other. We need to stop. They know who the hot person is, which is not always done, not just in college basketball, but pro basketball, anywhere. You know, when somebody's hot, get them the ball. And I thought we did a great job of that in the third quarter with Jazz. You know, I think she scored 4-6 straight for us, which was big. And that's really, I think, the difference for us, is you've got players that want to win, don't care who scores as long as we score.
Were you planning on sitting Asia for as long as you did in the second quarter? Or?
Well, I took her out. You know, we're up 10. She's got 2 fouls. The last thing I want to do is pick up a third. And my goal was to see if I could go 2 or 3 minutes. Well, when we started extending the lead, there was no sense to put her back in the game. And I never claimed to be smart, but I'm not stupid. You know, it's like, why put her back in the lead? We actually have some momentum going. And then it gave her 8 minutes of rest. Because I didn't take her out. I don't believe the entire second half.
I know a lot of focus has been on what Zambrata can bring on the offensive side, but she had a couple of big plays on the defensive side in Durr's absence. How much confidence does that give you in her, seeing that out on the court?
You know, it's with Sid, and I love her to death because she's really starting to get more personality. I tell her all this time, when Sid makes a defensive stop, it's because the girl makes a move and then tries to make the counter move, but Sid's never reacted to the first move. So when she makes the second move, she's standing right there. It's perfect. And I give her grief, but she's working on it. She's working extra with strength and conditioning, with Tina Murray on her foot speed, just trying to get some quickness things, and it's paying off for her. She came up with a few loose balls today. Same thing in our Michigan game. You know, she's doing exactly what I've asked her to do. The hard thing for a lot of players is they come in and want to be all-around players. I want to be the point guard. I want to be the scorer. And I'm like, sometimes do what you do really well and stick with it. You know, and Sid can score the basketball. And that's where she's a huge lift for us. I mean, the first thing I do, I put her out there, she gets wide open three, and all of a sudden she wants to become Kyrie Irving and shot fake and try to make some dribble move. I'm like, Sid, I told her when she came back, if you do it again, I'm sitting you out. And then she pulls and shoots a three the next time. That's what she really does well, and that's what helps our team. But she's really engaged in practice. She wants to get better, and she was a big spark for us tonight.
Jeff, is this team better without Asia on the court than past team, or without Angel, without Shoney? And if so, how does that change things for Asia?
I think we're deeper. If that, with Shoney, with Angel, I don't necessarily think we had the depth at times. And then what we're able to do with Asia is take her off the ball, on the ball some, and move her around. And her teammates do a remarkable job of setting screens for her and finding her in space. But for Asia, it's kind of and I told her tonight, that is the best thing that could ever happen to you, is Jazz hit and pull up jumpers. You've got Myisha now getting back to where she makes her 15-foot, face-up shot. Sid making threes, because then it's going to take pressure off. Because you can't go and double somebody when you got others who can step up and score.
How close is your team playing it to its potential?
Well, I think we've got a long way to go for that. At least I hope we do. We don't make the best decisions offensively at times. We'll really work on time and score. Asia hit the 1-3 out of a set play, I think, to put us up 14 or 15, and then we get a stop, and the next time down the floor, she's about falling over and throws up a three and airballs it, which then turns into a 3-point play on their end. Well, now it's back to an 11-point game. And that's where I'm like, Asia, you can't score within the offense. If you have a layup, take it. But an off-balance three is not good, and that's part of our learning. It's just like up at Ohio State. We get the rebound up 1 with 8 seconds left, and we're running down to score. Not a real good idea. So we have a lot of those situations that we have great film on because we've played really good teams that we can learn from, and those are the areas that we need to improve on.
You get through this stretch undefeated, especially with the competition you play. How much confidence can y'all take going forward?
Well, I think it's a huge step for us. I mean, it's a big week. If you had told me, a month ago that we'd come through this 5-0, I'd have told you probably wrong. 4-1, I would have jumped up and down. But 5-0, I think, shows the character of these young women that I'm working with. We can play two ways. When we're up at Ohio State, it's 95-90. And then it's a grinded out 74-61 against an Oregon team that puts the ball in the basket and can score. We held Michigan to 6 points in the second half with 3 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. They end up scoring 12 total in the second half. I mean, that's pretty darn good. And there are some teams you're going to play where you might do that, but they just miss shots. We had 4 30-second shot clock violations in the second half of that game. So you're getting down and guarding well when that takes place.
But you got plenty of days off, with Thanksgiving break. What are you looking forward to for Friday?
Well, we've got Monday and Tuesday, the players are off. I'm heading out tomorrow morning on a 7 o'clock flight to the West Coast to go recruit, and then down to Dallas on Tuesday. And then I get back here Wednesday about 10:30, and then we've got practice Wednesday, practice Thursday, play Friday, and then I'm back out recruiting on Saturday and Sunday. So not much time off for us. Now,
Right.
the players are going to enjoy it.
What are you going to address with the team, just looking ahead to Friday?
We'll sit there and work on us. We have not had a chance to really work on us. We've been focusing on scout reports on how we're going to defend people. We spent some time, working on offensively and defensively, how we can get better, but now we have an opportunity to really go back and break things down, clean things up, get a quicker tempo at the offensive end, and that's what I'm looking forward to.
What did you do Thanksgiving dinner?
Our rebounding was we got out rebounded tonight, but I thought we competed. I thought we really fought. I'm not sure I've been a part of a game where we have not had 1 second chance point. So it just, now we did shoot it well. So when you shoot 53%, there aren't going to be a bunch of them.
Can you talk about Sam Fearing's development on defense? I mean, she's taken several charges this season, and she seems to have matured quite a bit.
Sam is, her maturity level is what has changed her entire game. She was this talented her freshman, sophomore year. but, you know, when they had that scuffle at the end of the quarter, the timeout, like, I normally would have had to sit Sam for like 3 minutes. Because she would have been just emotionally all fired up, like, you know, that was wrong, she shouldn't. And now she's able to move on to the next play. And that is the difference with Sam. And I've told her that over and over. You know, she's growing up maturity-wise, doesn't let one thing affect her. And then she's able to get back on the defensive end if she does something wrong on offense and come up with a charge, a rebound. And then vice versa. I mean, she had some big shots for us too there. You know, and that's what we have to continue to get from Sam.
Thank you all.
I appreciate everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.